Hey again, my beautiful people. So I'm still continuing on the whole. Let me look back at the heading, the headliner. I don't want to, go too much off. Jamaica has the lowest salaries in the region, new survey indicates. All right, so I was reading, basically, some important information that we need. And a particular individual was speaking, Vaughn McDonald, is it? And he was saying, and I'm reading some sections of it, not everything. As a region, we must collectively define what constitutes compensation packages. I laugh when I think about the compensation package review. One lady, I remember when the former finance minister said that they would have gotten 20% increase for the regular Joe, the friars. And I'm not calling anybody friars because I would be including myself, but I'm being sarcastic when I say that, to be honest. And they said 20% and it would be split up. Was it last year or the year before in the December period, November, December? 10 then 5 then 5, or 5 then 10 then 5. However, one lady said when she calculated it, 17%. Yet when the politicians and so on got their increase, the 100%, 200%, 100 and odd, 200 to 300%, it was in one sweep. One sweep, it was not broken up. And their initial salaries were much higher than the ones who got the 20%. So it's like 20% on $50. So watch me now, it's like 20% increase on a $50, while it is 100, 200, 300% increase on a $2,000. You see the difference? So the people get the 20% on a $50, while the others got their 100, 200, 300, up to 300% increase on $2,000, $3,000, or $5,000. While the regular masses get the increase on the $50. And you must understand that analogy. So it says, as a region, we must collectively define what constitutes compensation packages and address financial security while considering the total employee experience. The politician from this present government years ago said that anyone earning $500,000, he never said under, they're barely scraping. So the ones who are earning under, they are decomposed. Only a resurrection can help them. It therefore means nobody should be earning under 500,000. You have people who are at the master's level, maybe above. Let's just say first degree, because once you reach tertiary, that's a good, good enough education. And it's not education that, because the Bible says by your gifts, it will make room for you. It's really your gifts and talents. But your education is still significant. And they're earning under $500,000 in an organization. They're not even earning $400,000. They're not even earning $400,000. So they're decomposed. I know somebody who has 2 degrees, 2 bachelors, and earning barely over 100,000. Barely touch over the 100. Barely. Somebody told me of somebody who has a PhD working like at a call center on the phone itself, not in management, below management, not in management, with a PhD. And there are many, and I know it is not a lie, because I remember speaking with somebody in management at a particular organization in public sector where the person had 2 first degrees and 2 masters, and they were just in a low level post, low level, like a clerical kind of a post. Because a person figured, all right, let me go for, like, maybe they did it for the 2 degrees same time, a double major, then they went for 1 master's, and you can do a master's even up, a year or 18 months or less, and then they say, all right, let me go back again and do another master's, maybe it's something that is marketable. Still low. They had to fight tooth and nail to get to a decent level afterwards. That's disrespect. That's a dishonor, a slap in the face, a spit in the face, a thump in the face, a kick in the face, and a kick in the shin. And there are many people in Jamaica like that. Most people are earning low wages, low salaries. So this study is not false. It is true. Because people like me have been speaking about it. Look at this. You have Cayman that is going to give, a one-time payment of $2,000 US, the equivalent, or $2,004, whatever the amount is. and increase the minimum wage to 3,000 USD, the minimum wage. In Jamaica, the minimum wage is 25,000 Jamaican dollars. That's less than 200 US dollars. And they came on, because I read the article, I made sure to post it. And they're going to increase their minimum to 3,000 US. In Ghana, the Guyanese president is going to give them basically $1,000, everybody $1,000, because he says he knows the difficulties, things are tough, things are hard, and so on. And up to now, we can't hear nothing from ours to say, you know what? Boy, a whole heap of money come through this country. They know that a whole heap of money come through this country. And only in Jamaica can you trade Jamaican dollars. At least with some of the other Caribbean islands, countries, some, you know, like the EC dollar and so on, they can trade it here and there. At least with Cayman dollars, they can be traded elsewhere. The US dollars can be traded elsewhere. If you want to write your loan in a Jamaica, it can use. Write your so alone. And they wouldn't even give the Jamaican people a one-time payment. The public sector workers, the Civil Service Association have been crying out for some monies to be, you know, things to be reinstated, money, retroactive pays to be given, or retroactive monies on passenger mileage, all of that. And they figured they probably would have gotten it. The year is almost out. They don't even know if they're getting it for this Christmas. You don't hear gunfire nor bullet about it. And we can name the different teachers, this one, that one, in public sector. There are private sector people who work in private sector, and you'd be surprised at the low pay, low salaries that they get on a monthly basis. It's a travesty of justice. Or for those who may pay bi-weekly or weekly, it's a travesty of justice, both in the public and private sector. Generally, those in leadership, they're nice. Some of them, their pay isn't bad. They obviously must be getting over the 500,000 mark, because the ones who are earning 500,000, as a politician said, from this present government, they're barely scraping. So it therefore means them getting above 500,000, because they're not scraping. I read this already. As a region, we must collectively define what constitutes compensation packages and address financial security. Address financial security while considering the total employee experience. As you explore this report, consider the implications beyond the numbers, McDonald said. And in response to queries about the survey, disclosed that only 6.5% of total survey responses came from the public sector, while in Jamaica, public sector representation accounted for 3.6% of responses for the country. It's a high figure. It's a high figure for those who don't understand. It's a larger of the two workforce between the public and the private sector. And, you know, largely also revealed that 14.4% of the responses came from micro enterprises, less than 10 employees, and so on. And she continues with all of that. Beautiful people. I've said it before. Most people are paid poorly in Jamaica. We see it. And that is why you have the begging, the stealing, the chopping, the scamming. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen elsewhere. But once people are financially in a rut, they're financially starving, they're financially, all cards will play. Because people will not watch themselves and their families and their friends suffer. We have a fighting spirit in us. Unfortunately, some people fight on the wrong side. Because they say when they try the right side, it is still menial and the fight is pointless. They're given boxes instead of boxing glove to go into the ring. So they're given boxes, regular boxes, that is juice boxes, instead of boxing gloves to go into the fighting ring. So they're paid poorly, and then they tell them, don't live above your means. Yet for every $1 US, you have to find 160 Jamaican dollars. A lot of people aren't living above their means. They have no means to go by. They have no means to go by to be living above it. When you go into the supermarkets, you see people putting back 50%, 20%, 25% of the things they take up, and most of them are tin things. They can't even afford the tin things, which is not even so healthy because of the preservatives and sodium and whatnot that may have to be put in these things. These plastic containers or tin containers. And they don't tell me nonsense about the money's here. So where has the money gone? Has it migrated to the moon? Or to other 78 planets? Nonsense! Monies are here. It is not allocated properly. and distribute it properly, and people are underpaid, underemployed. Guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe. You one of them lion there, please, or TikTok live, guys.